Oh, I do believe we're live. So, I'll say, indeed, and greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. Thank you for joining me today. It's nice having you here. Today's stream topic is about play. I look forward to having some fun. I think we can play in this space. I think it's possible. We're definitely going to dance a little bit later. Maybe I'm going to make myself some coffee. Probably. Finding ourselves in another day. Good morning. Good morning, Indigo. It's nice having you here, friend. Just yesterday, we had Grace over, one of Joe's old friends. We painted. Joe did a lot of painting. She painted a rock. I didn't end up painting anything because I didn't want to take up space around the table or markers as well. And then she told us about a game that she's played. We were talking about like shows we've watched, games we've played, and I asked what kind of game she plays today. And she let us know that she plays Brawl Stars. So me and Joe, well, I downloaded it on both of my devices, played with her a little bit. And it was good fun. It's very simple, it's very clear objectives, right? It's not rocket science, and it was just good fun playing some games with friends again, and it's something that I legitimately forgot what it feels like. I can't remember when the last time was that I played a game with people. It might have been the last time was when I was in Artis, actually. That's a while ago. And there is something to be learned about how we're supposed to play. I'd like to believe at the very least. Right? You can unlearn how to play as well. You can get so stuck in the seriousness that you don't end up allowing yourself those kinds of moments. At the same time, right, we ended up playing way longer than anticipated. When did Grace come over, Xiao? I want to say 7 as well. Yeah. You painted for like an hour, and I'm pretty sure we played games for like 2. It was fun. Honestly, I hate playing games with other people. The entire reason I play games is to dissociate from reality and tag alongs prevent that disconnect from happening. That's definitely true. In a way. In a way. I don't know if I wasn't not disconnected last night, Sam. There was still a moment in me where I was like, yeah, I forgot about time. I would check the time every now and then, but I would like check the time and then it was like 9:43, and then I check the time and then it's 9:57, and I check the time and then it's 10:12. So there was still some, in your words, dissociating from reality happening. You think you're gonna play it some more? She didn't look too convinced. Didn't look too convinced. It is, I think it's a fun little party game, right? I think part of it was the fact that we were all in the same space. So in that way,
That was a guilty look to the side, like
maybe I'll play the game. Maybe I want to play the game. What are you?
Definitely should be working, but
Oh yeah, that's true. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, jobs. Oh yeah.
while you're playing Pokemon at work.
The Pokemon has already consumed your time. At least your boss plays with you. I think that makes it better, or at least makes it okayer. I've been playing Brawl Stars, Sam.
What's it called? Brawl Stars?
Brawl Stars.
Okay.
It's like a little, and like the gambling mechanics is the thing that really gets me. But it's like a little, I want to say roguelike. It's basically like a roguelike, that you fight against other people. All right, 3D top-down view, and then you basically fight. You have your little movement controls, and then you have your firing controls, and then you have a special ability.
I mean, it has it in the title. It's a brawler.
A brawler. What's that now?
It's brawl. It's brawl.
It's a brawler. Yeah, literally. Actually, Joe is right. That's exactly what it is. I think I got a skin. Oh, wow, I got Edgar.
Oh, you got the broken guy.
Yeah,
You got the assassin.
I got the guy that people hate playing against. Sweet. Now I can punch people's faces in.
I really like my little robot that threw bombs.
I got 8-bit as a little robot as well intentionally.
The robot that I was playing
Tick,
is
I think.
like, was it his name Tick?
Yeah.
I think so. He's a lot like Timo. You know Timo?
I do know Timo.
Those little mushrooms that explode.
We have a Euro and Dota called Techies that also
They're all the
plant
same.
bombs. Yeah.
All the same mechanics. They're the same, like, similar idea.
Techies used to be the most broken hero in the game because he could plant bombs. Like it would cost him 100 mana, and it would regen like every 5 seconds. And then you could like plant. You could plant mines on the same spot, and then you would count how many mines you have. Because I think something like 10 mines kills any hero in the game. So you could plant 10 mines on the same exact spot, and
That's bullshit.
they're invisible to other people. So you just like you're running on the map, so you start learning the path that people walk while they're moving through the map, and then you plant bombs on those paths. And then you just like you'll literally be on the other side of the map, and then suddenly you just hear, and then you get coins, and someone's dead on the map.
Did you play that one?
Oh yes. Until they fixed him, then it wasn't that fun anymore. Techies was like one of those disgustingly fun heroes because there's like rune spots, so people have to go there to get the rune. So every single time you would like mine the shit out of the rune spots, and then a guy's like, "Ooh, a little piece of gold," and then he goes to the piece of gold and so much so that people during like Techies matches,
it was a gold mine.
like people that are like good at the game will not touch the rune spots. They'll be like, "Nay, I'm not going there."
Like that thing is bugged.
Yeah, and then he has a ultimate ability as well. That's more bombs, but he gets to trigger them on demand. Yeah, also very fun.
That's upsetting.
It's very, very upsetting. Just getting because again, like there's no skill involved technically. You're just like running on the map, and then suddenly you get bombed out of nowhere. America playthrough. I'm all right. Love you, Joe. Thank you for spending a moment with me this morning. Hope you have a good day. I've been missing my friends a lot recently for some reason. Maybe you've not seen them enough, dear friend. Maybe because I wish I had people to talk to, but I got a new game and I've been playing that online for the first time. And I've been enjoying that greatly. I'm happy to hear that, Indigo. You got Battlefield 1 or something, right?
Oh, jeez.
Think so. BO1. I think BO1 is what she said.
BO1. Battle Ops?
Battle Ops? Something online, yeah. I'm not sure exactly. You're playing computerized rock'em sock'em robots?
Pretty much.
Pretty much. I play a little robot as well. Love you. I spent most of my coins leveling him up. But I do like him. He's a tank. He has a lot of damage. Like a lot of damage as well. Right? Basically like a little sniper. I had to dig up my super from last night during my morning routine because it got stuck and was too dry. That's rough. I got the OG Black Ops 1 on my Xbox X so I could play online. I'm finally able to play online and finally able to purchase some of the maps that I was never able to play as a little 8-year-old. It's been fulfilling in a way. That's wholesome. Usually reading directions. Morning, everyone. Hey, Darren. That's funny. How do we play? Reads the directions first. It's like, how does this board game work? Let me understand the rules of the game first. I don't read the directions. I just button mash until the results make me feel godlike. I can see you're like really spiritual and shit like that. Bebop. So nice of you to say. Yeah, I could say so. So spiritual. The most spiritual even. Humblest, most down to earth person ever. You know. I want to eventually purchase the whole experience so I can play all the zombie maps. That's the main reason I play. And I'll be able to play all the multiplayer maps too. So I don't get separated. That's cute. Hello, how do you pronounce this Greek food? Gyro, I guess. How's your day going? You need a haircut more than spirits. Why do you want me to cut my hair, Surf? Like what is it about my hair that gets other people wanting to cut it? Right? I'll accept your criticisms. I will. I'll really take your criticisms to heart. However, you do have to put some money where your mouth is. All right. If you're like, cut your hair, send me $20 because that's what a haircut costs. I might not. I might not spend the money cutting my hair, but at least then I know you're serious. Then I know you're serious. Otherwise, I'm just like this guy doesn't even want to put his money where his mouth is. You see, cut your hair. I should cut my his hair. It's just it looks like spag bowl in an empty plate. Spaghetti bolognese in an empty plate. Yummy. Nutritious. There's enough oil on my hair for it to have calories, so you could feed a single person probably. Why don't you cut yours? $20. Oh wow, chalk cookie. That's not how any of this works, but I appreciate the sentiment. You have such good hair. Thank you, Indigo. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, Dimple Man, you look amazing today. That's wholesome of you to say. Thank you for the love. Sayok, how are you doing, friend? How's life treating you? Oh, my friends, I haven't had in about 1 to 2 years. Some probably won't come back. There's always room to make new friends, isn't there, dear friend? Yeah, you'd pay me $100. Do it. Do it, sir. Come on. Come on, let me see. Let me see, bro. Let me see. I would shave my terrible pasta off my melon. I would. For $100, I would totally shave my hair. It's totally gonna happen. I promise. I don't believe you'll do it. I promise. Pinky promise, sir. I promise. I totally will. I probably would, but I won't shave all of it. I'll just shave the sides of my hair again. I would have taken you in the bathroom and shown you. And this is watch. I'm shaving the hair. This is still my melon, and this is still my hair as well. It's just shorter, boba harder. What are your looks maxing tips? I don't looks max, but if I had to give you tips on how to be more attractive, it would look like sleep an appropriate amount. Make sure you don't overeat your calories, and then exercise. Those are going to be things that do more for you when it comes to your attractiveness than anything else could hope to, right? Don't beat your face with hammers. Don't inject things in your body just yet, right? There's probably going to be a bunch of cool peptides that come out that will make your quality of skin better and will improve the thickness of your hair, etc., etc. But that's going to be extra on top of the baseline of make sure you're healthy, right? Nothing is more looks maxed than a healthy person, right? Think about it. If you see someone and they look sick and distraught and unhealthy, they're not going to be attractive. Even they might be the most attractive person ever, but if they have like snot coming out their nose and a bunch of open sores on their body, you're going to be like, hey, I don't know if I want any. I don't want to touch that of a stick. So take care of yourself. Take good care of yourself, dear friend. I don't have the energy to keep up. I wish I could. I get it, friend. Feel static. Whoa. You'd have to walk outside and interact with someone, risk the chance of someone laughing at your hair. I'll have you know. I'll have you know that when they laugh at my hair, I start crying and then they feel bad and then they stop making fun of my hair. I've already figured out a way. Boom. They can't don't even stand a chance against my extreme psychic damage that I do by crying. I have some acquaintances, maybe, but not enough outings to call them friends, I think. I feel, yeah, makes sense. Mm-mm-mm. Most of my friends are green, but there are a couple of furry ones too. Our little fur animals. Yeah, Zoe doesn't have any fur. I guess Noodle does, but Noodle doesn't do much. Noodle lays down, and then when he's not laying down, he's looking for food. And if he's not looking for food, he's shitting on the floors. It's pretty much what just happened. Whoa! Oh, Quick Zebra thinks he's cute, but you're not, and now you can't. Go back. Go back where you're supposed to be. Well, that's new. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, boom. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Let me see. Ah, yes, the Weeping Man. A great defense. It's great. Nobody knows what to do, right? I really get into it, right? Like I do one of those, like dropping onto my knees and like shaking my fists at the sky, and I scream. I scream really loud, right? It's pretty much deafening. Like nobody else gets to think or do anything else until I am consoled. That's how it works. That's me. Yeah. I did actually catch up with a friend from my sophomore year of high school yesterday. 3 hour conversation. That was a trip. There you go, Indigo. I mean, you just said you don't feel like you have the energy. Maybe you don't have the energy to keep doing it, right? Like you just had, as you said, that 3 hour conversation, and it might have been a little bit taxing. And you feel like if you had to have more friends, you're going to be expected to have more 3 hour conversations. And I get it. I get it. I had this whole conversation with Joe the other day about how I think I would I think I would make friends with everyone, right? But the problem is that as soon as you make friends with someone, for them to feel like you actually are their friend, they have to feel like you are important to them. And there's only a few ways to impress upon that person their own importance. And unfortunately, a lot of it is based on time, right? Your willingness to spend time with them, your willingness to call them, send them messages, organize get-togethers, like etc., etc. And every one friend you make takes up so much of your time, right? It's like one friend, but can take up more time than you can. Like some friends might take up more time than others as well, kind of thing. So it's hard to quantify how many friends a person can realistically have. I don't. Maybe it has been quantified, right? I'm curious if there is like some sort of scientific consensus on it. No, no. Let me go. Has there been any studies done on how many friends a person can realistically have? Because I am curious. Yeah, I fell asleep immediately. I fell asleep at 8 o'clock after it. I walked away to take care of my kid. Found found their way in at that moment. It's okay. I was here too, dear sap friend. I was here. Oh wow! Look at that. Look at that. There has been studies done. There's even documentation. All right. It seems the friendship in circles thing. The most famous benchmark is 150, known as Dunbar's number, formulated in the 1990s by a British anthropologist, Robin Dunbar. The theory suggests that 150 is the absolute limit of stable, supportive relationships a human can realistically maintain. Wow. So the ego allows like 1.5 between 1 and 2 people at most, right? Intimates. Close friends are 5, best friends are 15, good friends are 50, just friends are 150. And then there can be up to 500 acquaintances and maybe 1,500 known names and maybe 5,000 known faces. Wow. I can at least handle 15 best friends. Damn. But then here it is, the time bottleneck. Friendship requires a massive investment of time, which is a finite resource. A benchmark 2018 study by researcher Jeffrey Hall quantified exactly how long it takes to move someone up the friendship ladder. It takes 50 hours of shared contact to go from acquaintance to casual friend. It takes 90 hours then afterwards to upgrade them to a standard friend, and 200 hours on top of that to make them a close friend. Right? So that is 340 hours on average that you need to put aside if you want to make a new friend. And you want them to be like a friend friend. And I want everyone. I want everyone to be a friend friend. All right? I want everyone. I don't want any not close friends. I want only close friends. But 340, that's 14 days continuously, right? That you have to spend with that person before they get to being a close friend. So even if they have like a whole day, they have their whole Saturday free and they have no other friends, because that's the other challenge as well, right? They have no other friends, no other acquaintances, they don't have family, they don't have a vacation, they don't have children, they don't have a dog they have to take to the vet, they don't have, add like 17 other things that doesn't get in their way, and they could give you all of their time for those days, right? You won't get the full 24 hours, of course. So maybe you'll get like 12 hours, let's say, on a Saturday, which means that even if they give you every Saturday of their month, you would only get technically 2 full days, 48 hours of connection. So by that math, right, it would take you 7 months 7 months of taking every single weekend from that person for them to get to close friendship. That's a lot. That's a lot. It's pretty intimidating to any person. Never mind in the modern world. It is kind of wild to think, huh? It does give me some more hope, right? The fact that apparently I can have 150 friends. 150 is a lot. That's a lot of people to be friends with. But it does sound pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. I'm back again. Yeah, there's something to that. If a brain a lot in a day, I usually sleep good. Me too. Right, it's like that. Your brain needs the rest, kind of thing. Wants to consolidate all of those memories that you now have formed. I'd say it's not about the quantity of friends, but the quality of the friendships. I have friends that I can go months without seeing, but we reach out immediately, and we know we got each other's backs. Exactly. And when we meet back up again, it's like no time has passed. Good morning, friendly friends. Hey, Joe. It's true. Those are the friendships that really do stick with us, right? It's like after you have established that baseline, you can always come back to it. As soon as you appeared, I decided not to listen, and that is perfectly okay. I rap. I hope you have a good day anyway. Thank you for taking a moment to share some nonsense and it's like you could just not. You could just not at all, right? You could just like maybe he just like turned down the volume and then typed something out quickly and then skipped the stream. It's pretty funny that you did that. It's kind of funny, you know. It's like just imagine being a human being with sentience and free will and then using yours that way. Oh, that cracks me up. I watched like a whole documentary yesterday on killer whales, the orcas, and yeah, I admire the average orca more than I admire the average troll. Oh wow, I don't think I have spent more than 20 hours on a relationship in the last 2 years on anyone other than my roommate. Probably less than that, to be honest. In total, I probably spent more than 20 hours with multiple people, but not a single person. Yeah, I don't think I can say I have either. I've had a few hours sprinkled every now and then, but I have been seeing like American life is just so busy, right? I think that's in large part why people are as alone as they are. It's not because there's no friends to be made, it's not because there's even a resistance to making friends. I think people want friends. I just think people do not have the time. Mr. Hugh, why is you wearing two watches? Wouldn't you like to know? If this is a watch, it's a pretty bad one. Where's the time? That one, however, would be able to tell you the time. This one just tracks my metrics. It's a Whoop. It pays very close attention to my heart. And this one is a watch. It pays attention to time, right? I can have a little stopwatch. I can have a little calculator. I can have a camera remote. I can check my world clock. I can check my calendar. This is my favorite feature. Is I hit this button, and then I can make. Sorry about that. And I can make my phone scream. So when I put my phone away, out of sight, out of mind, between the crevasses of the couch, I can hit the button and be reminded of where I had put my phone away from myself. Yo, klapskje bopper. Yo, sklapper, skap, skap, yap, sklapper. Yo, bopper, skapper. Yo, slamos, hey, goo. It's nice. Nice having you here. How you doing, dude? How's life treating you? Have you been playing? Yeah, that's today's stream topic. Have you been playing? I played a little bit of games again yesterday for the first time in months, and it was fun. I enjoyed it. Indeed, I agree. You see, God knows. God knows when I say, yo, ears, he knows that I just blessed the earth with 1,000 years of joyous abundance. Yes, speaking my tongues. Don't judge me, okay? Nobody is normal. I've just like leaned into not being normal extra hard. I should make myself coffee. I should. I'm gonna. Well, I'm enjoying life. Unfortunately, I stretch myself playing with too many ventures. Gabbity goo. It's awesome that that's what you chose to say because that's what we chose to talk about this morning. The topic did kind of evolve into friends, right? That you need friends to play with. And then I talked about how I would love to make best friends with pretty much everyone. However, it's impossible for me to do so because of the amount of time that it takes to make a friend, right? To really make a friend, you need to spend time with a person, right? Apparently, 340 hours to make good friends with a person. That's a lot of hours, right? That's a lot of hours. And I don't know that I got those many hours. Right? I can barely keep up with my own life sometimes. And I'm sure you know what that's like as well. Maybe I can ask this question. It's like, have you made much new friends? Hi, my name is Skyla. How are you doing? Another friend who has another name. Why is your username Christy if your username is Skyla? Let us know. I'm curious. I took my Dark Elf out of semi-retirement to finish up the quest log on Skyrim. Nice. Indoor garden, outdoor garden. Overtime at work, 2 music projects, keeping up with friends and family. Plus, I gotta get enough sleep. You didn't even name your dogs, dude. You got your dogs that need your attention at all times and need to be taken care of if you're gonna go somewhere and need to be taken for walks and new background. What you making? Yeah, I'm making coffee. Maya. I've made several new friends this year. Look at Gobs. Gob has been going out to music festivals and mosh pits and stuff. Is that the place where you usually make new friends, Gob? Where's the best place to go to make new friends? Do tell. And then when you make a new friend, Gob, maybe that's the other question. Is it almost like you have now created the acquaintance, right? Like that person is now in your life, but then you don't hold yourself at the stakes of having to talk to them all the time. Is that right? Oh, there's a hummingbird here. I'm watching a hummingbird. Oh my goodness, it's so cute. It's like the size of my pinky. Oh my goodness. That hummingbirds. Man, that's cute. Oh my goodness. Such a delicate little Burby. We don't have much hummingbirds in South Africa, and getting to see those makes me very happy. Christy is my mom's name. Skyla is my name. Checks out. Well, welcome, Skyla. Hope you're doing well. I love those doggies. I take care of them, and they honor me. That's cute. How old are you, Skyla? Would your adult mom approve of you being in a room full of other adults? I made friends of my city's subreddit, Lamal. I mean, I remember you telling. Was it you who told us? Was it you who told us that you were, like, you reached out to, like, someone said they were not having a good time, and then you reached out to them, and everybody in that subreddit connected, and then you connected together? That's one way. That is one way. Reddit is still a powerful tool. In person, Sam. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Reddit friends, Carl? How do you communicate with one another in screeches, memes, and downvotes? Yeah, the drummer I met off Reddit and started the metal project with has the opposite texting style of me, and he got all anxious about me taking a day to respond, Lamar. Yeah, yeah, I'm also a take a day to respond kind of person. Uh, Sometimes I'm gonna take a week to respond. Sometimes I'm gonna take a month and a half to respond kind of person, but I'll respond. And I'll think about the fact that I haven't responded, and I'll feel bad about it, I promise. It doesn't matter to you. It does. It does matter. I've been watching your stream for a while now, and I just want to say that nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. And right now, you can save 50 euros per person. Yes, that's 200 euros or pounds off for a family of 4. Wow. Yep, we met up and connected, and we meet up every few weeks. That's wholesome. Well, if you're not old enough to feel comfortable with being honest with us, you may not be old enough to be here. The mods, Points to Shield, are here to make sure the community and its members stay safe, but the topic material here is not always appropriate for young ones. Yeah, sometimes my people in the chat talk about ass and stuff, you know. Sometimes they'll say ass, which is a bad word, you know. You shouldn't say it. Shouldn't say ass. That's something that I did as a kid, where my mom was like, it was a different word, but I'll translate to English. It was like, yeah, you know, she let me know that I shouldn't say ass, and then I was like, yeah, I know I shouldn't say ass, and then in saying I know I shouldn't say it, I say it, and then she's like, stop saying that, and I'm like, I know I shouldn't say it. I shouldn't say ass. Hello, I'm Verity, your personal helper friend. Hmm. Hmm. Hey, Mike is joining us suddenly. Mike is back, especially when that fella Mike is making stuff shows up. Lord help us. Lord help us. How does it matter to you? Christy, dear friend. Dear friendy Christy. It matters because it affects us. It's like, my name is not Christy. My name is Clara. Myra. It's not Christy. It's actually Skyla. Yeah. Yeah, my bad, Skyla. You are welcome here and you are loved, but it is true. It is true what they say. Sometimes we do talk about stuff that's not appropriate for children. This content is not made for kids. Right. I'm now gonna drink black bean juice like an old man. I'm so not cool, Skyla. I'm not cool. I'm not cool like all of those Roblox players or whatever the kids are watching these days. I'm just some dude that sits on a couch and talks sometimes. Like, that's actually something that happened to my sister, where some of her friends found out that I do content online, and they found me attractive. And then some of her friends went online and then watched my content, and then came back to school the next day disappointed that all he does is talks. And I'm like, yeah, what did you think I was gonna do? What do you want from me, I say. What do you want from me? I need to add more hot water, I think. I crushed more beans than I'm gonna crush more beans than I at first intended to. Sweet. I'm gonna make a bzzz. L-theanine, B complexes, omega-3s. I need to get more magnesium. I'm all out of magnesium. All out of magnesium. I got most of the other good ones though. Vitamin D3 and K2. And this is just vitamin C. I think I need to get vitamin C as well, it seems. Yeah, there's only 2 left in here. I'm going to be using YouTube money to buy myself vitamins. I've actually been using YouTube money to buy vitamins, so thank you. Thank you for making sure that I stay well vitamined. I like to say that having relationships is like having eyes in the back of our head. They build up our blind spots. They show us parts of ourselves that we otherwise wouldn't see without the relationship. Just unique influence. Agreed. Skylight matters because my job is important to me, and because depending on how old you are, the structure of the universe is simply not meant for you to discover yet. Now, I am not. I'm telling my age because you got my name wrong. This channel is also intended for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. Martha Stewart. It's a good thing. Yeah, exactly. Stop, tell, what, do. I meant to ask, which model Dynavap to get? Should I get a kit, etc.? Ooh. Yes. I think they no longer sell this one on the website. It doesn't look like this, of course. Me and Joe painted ours. Because why not? Why not use your free will to paint the plastic of your objects? Why not? Why not do that? So if you can get yourself an induction heater, good. Get yourself the M line of Dynavaps. They're made of metal. You can get yourself a glass one, gobbledygoo. They're kind of cheap. I think they're $30 or something. But getting yourself a little metal one means that it's going to last you a long time. Mine is now going on its 3rd year, right? Yeah, I had one before, of course, but then it got rehomed. But yeah, it's going to last you a long time. Get the M line. M line, and if you can, an induction heater with it. Gobbledygoo. It is going to make your life a little bit more convenient because you won't have to use a little torch to get your stuff heated. Coffee. Sweet. M2 metal. Let me get my tablet. Then we can look together, Gabs. We can do it together. Yes, if you're young, advice from an old man. Not participating in conversations like this doesn't mean you're not strong. It means you're still building your strength. Exactly. I think it's just a matter of like, sometimes we talk about stuff that the kids just do not understand. Like it's not even, we don't even talk about stuff that's not meant for kids to be heard. It's just a child doesn't have the wherewithal to understand what it is we're talking about, which is a good thing, right? Like keep not understanding for as long as you can kind of vibes, right? Like save yourself. I am 18. Yes. Yeah. So if you go on the website, it has the M series. And then there you'll get all of the M's. Oh my goodness. There's one that's purple. There's one that's purple. Some of them are like they are making new ones every year, pretty much. Some of them are made of titanium. The Vong, the Hyperdyne. Hyperdyne is super big. It has like a bigger bowl size, but it's way more expensive. One day, maybe I'll get a Hyperdyne. Then there's the Woodwind. I think you'd probably be a Woodwind kind of person. It has the same little this part as mine. All right, that's a Woodwind. It came with the Woodwind. You see that? You can kind of see the overhangs there. But this one is pretty cool. It has a little wood body, and I believe that it's metal on the inside. But the wood could potentially flake on you. So it could not be, or at least not remain nice. I see they made a Unidyne. Oh. Oh, it's one solid body. Okay, here's a Unidyne. So now it's like one solid body of metal. This thing can detach, but I would not recommend you get that one, Gabs, because the fact that you can pull this piece off means that it's very easy to clean. This one looks pretty neat, but it would be a nightmare to keep clean. You're not gonna clean this dude. So M series is where I would go. B series, I believe, is like the cheaper ones, the ones that are made out of silicone. Did they remove? And there's a G series. I think the G series is the one that's made of glass. Yeah, they're like the cheapest model you can get. $35, which is not bad. If you just want to get your foot in the door and start, vaping instead of smoking, that could be a big one. But there's some of these that look fresh to death. Oh my goodness. I think the M series is going to be the best. Right? I'm biased, Gabs, but I think you should get this one. Oh, you should get this one. This M7XL. You should get that one. Because I want it. Because I want that one. So I want you to have it. Goes hard. That's what the little body looks like. Purple metal. Metal that's purple. That's what your head is going to look like. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Let me see. Let me see about those bundles, because they do sometimes have bundles. Special deals. Click on the special deals button, maybe. Their special deals are very limited. Yeah. I don't know what to tell you, Gyabs. They don't seem to have... there we go. Induction heaters? No. Alas. They don't seem to have the induction heaters that I have. But they do have, apparently, a new one. They got one that looks like that. Which is also wood. If you do get the woodwind with this, it would look pretty cool. But this thing is way bigger. It is pretty big. But it will do the job. But it's another $129. Yeah. Yeah. I got very lucky with my Dynavap. I think I paid $70 for it back in the day. And then Joe is the one who brought me the induction heater, actually. And I'm pretty sure she also got it like on some sort of special. Some sort of special. There we go, Gabs. I had super big amounts of fun just thinking about it with you. Let me see if you said which one you're gonna get. Yep, that's what I was looking at. Aonis. John is here too. I convinced John to also get himself a Dynavap. You still love your Dynavap, John? John, tell us. Tell us, John. Tell us. Make us tell. I lost the top of my Dynavap. That sucks. You can buy another one, Nancy. You can buy the little pieces alone, at least. If you won't tell me, how damn. Dynavap has the best branding. Talk about a solid logo. They also have sales now, and again, I suggest getting one then. Yeah, maybe waiting for a sale, because they do have periodic sales. All right, every time something big happens, you might have to wait a while. But I mean, Gabadygoo is banked. All right, Gabadygoo has cash in the bank now. He doesn't need to wait for sales to get what he wants. Right, Gabs? So maybe it's not time to wait. Maybe it's time to get. I love that. I'm making a mala. I can't wait for it to be finished. It's gonna turn out so good. Send a photo. Replacement caps. You can get them straight from Dynavap. It's right. You're right. Thanks, Sam. That's cool, Sam. Sam knows. That's right. You can get the caps from the website. Woohoo! I think they should be $25 as well, so it shouldn't be too expensive, Nancy. That's what I was looking at. That purple one. Dude, that purple one looks sick. The garden's doing good, Gabs. It'd be a crazy year over here with all of the sun and the heat. Where do you live now? I live in the Americas. I need a new one. You need a new cap? Yeah, I also need a new cap, actually. My cap is no longer clicking. I was just wondering if I ought to get the Dyna kit with it. The cleaning kit and stuff. I use this. This is my cleaning kit. Literally. This and shama. Here it is. This is what my cleaning kit looks like. All right, in there are Q-tips, and in here is electronic alcohol, or just like what isopropyl alcohol that I decorated, of course, because even my little bottles need to be pretty. And then I basically take this, right, and watch, and then there's on the inside of that, and then there's on the inside of that as well. Yeah. And then you just dollop a little bit of a drop on the tip of that. And it should reach all the places that your Dynavap hides in its crevasses. I haven't been here in a long time, Lindsay. It has been a while, hasn't it? I now live in America. Nah, Gabs, you didn't really need the kit. Yeah. Why does the coffee in the press look transparent? I don't know. I wonder if the pipe cleaners would do the job for the Dynavaps. They would, but a pair of Q-tips will probably be the cheapest option, I think, at least. I think that's going to be the cheapest thing you can get for cleaning it. And if you can, get the Q-tips that have sticks instead of rolled paper. I'm in Ohio. Where are you? Ohio is very close. I'm in Indiana, so we're state neighbors, right? Where in Ohio are you, Lindsay? I'm gonna get some coffee made. That coffee is so done, actually. Like, I just need to pour myself a cup at this point. Just a little bit. Just a little man of coffee for me. I'm gonna drink some vitamins. I'm gonna do some things here too. Hey. We'll leave the rest for Joe. Joe gets some coffee too. Already washed flask. Sweet. Ten it is. 12 is, I think, the max I'm supposed to ever go for, but I like doing 11 because it's a pretty number. But it's I. If you're like, that's the most cursed thing I've ever seen, Melt, I'll let you know that I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right. This is a pretty cursed cup of coffee. Nobody should do this. Nobody should do what I'm doing. This is not alright. But we've established. Look at my coffee. It's green. It's green coffee. Yummy. Hello, neighbor. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. My Q-tips are perfectly done. Don't have a tube. I bet a pipe cleaner would work too. I love seeing you doing well when I pop in. Hugs, Lindsay. It's nice of you to say. Fine, I'm 10 years old. Can I please stay? 10 is very young, dear friend. Right? Like, I'm going to keep doing these live streams so you can take solace in knowing that you're not going to miss out on something, that will never be again. You might miss out on this stream. You might not understand what we're talking about, or you might not, maybe you shouldn't understand what we're talking about, kind of thing. But, but, 8 years will pass and I'll still be MeltMore on the other side of it. You can find yourself here again, little friend. You don't have to be here right now. I have a bunch of nephews, and I think they're around that age as well, like between the ages of like 4, well, technically 1 and 13. All right, so I do believe that you're intelligent. I do believe that you're capable of understanding nuances of reality. However, sometimes in this space, we talk about yikes things. Sometimes we talk about suffering, and we would rather spare you. Rather spare you these conversations. You don't have to think about all of this adult stuff just yet. Go and be a kid. Go and have some fun. Have you tried rubbing alcohol? It cleans up sticky stuff. Well, that is, I think, isn't that the same thing that I used? I think mine is called isopropyl. But yeah, rubbing alcohol would work too. No, that is fucking disgusting. It is. It is disgusting, Sam. I told you. It's gross. But that is like a potion. That's not something you drink because you want to drink something nice. That's something you drink because it has compounds in it that you want inside. We were literally just talking about devices to schmick, man. This is not a little kid-friendly space. Yeah. But I don't have anything better to do. You're good, yo. Today's whole stream topic was about play. Kayla. Skyla. Today's stream topic was about play. Go and play. Go and play. Go and be out there in the world. And play a little bit. Toothy is here too. Hey, Hoopty Hoops. I'm gonna now consume my green. Can you see the green in it? You'll be able to see the green as soon as I start drinking it, though. Delicious. Hey, Mojo, speaking of yikes things, I hope everyone is avoiding the dreaded cyclospora. Is that something I'm supposed to know about? Ugh. Thank you. Thank you, Mojo. I have the exact same mug. That's wild. We're mug buddies. Shlongalong, bro. I do like synchronicities like that. What are the odds of you being here and me making a coffee and us having the same mug? I'm sure they do, Kayla. I'm sure they do. Everybody does, right? But that doesn't mean mug brothers. We're mug brothers. That doesn't mean that you should be exposing yourself to information like that. right? You're gonna have a whole life ahead of you, Skyla. A whole life, right? And these parts of life are better left uninfluenced, right? Like, you don't need to be influenced. You don't need to think that I'm a cool guy and then make decisions based on how cool I am or how laid back I seem or how charismatic I look, or like, add your thing here. You should not model your life on, the things that I do to myself, right? Like, I just put creatine and methylene blue in my coffee, right? Like, there's nothing right about me. There's something wrong with me. Why is the coffee the color of suffering, bro? My powers are kicking in. It's so gross. It's making my eyes water. Stop calling me Christy. My name is Skyla. Get it right. Whatever you say, Christy. Whatever you say. Oh God, he's drinking it. Yeah. Thought I wouldn't. Oh, who did this to me? Who's doing this to me? Somebody tell me who's. Somebody tell me. Where is this person who's doing this to me? I'm gonna be fine in a second. I'm gonna be so fine. I'm gonna stop crying. My eyes are unironically watering. Oh my goodness. For the love of God. Done. Now my body is heating up from all of that cafefe that I just had. Woo! Woo! Hoopy is the coolest guy. Are we talking about hoopty hoops? That I missed some context. I don't want to try and switch to all messages because my messages will probably get yeeted again. Don't worry, he's just prepping for Fear Factor. Yes. Yes. I'm making myself ready for all of the other disgusting stuff that reality will throw at me. Reality is like, here, have some disgusting. I'm like, oh yeah. I've had it worse. Thank you very much. You think that's bad? I know bad, oh. I know bad. Trust me, I did it to myself. Trust me. I know how bad it Bogetti is. I'm gonna point you friends here. Attack your heart before it attacks you. That's fucking hilarious. Okay, that one was kind of funny, huh? I like your clothes that you're wearing. Thanks. I wear clothes. I got a scarf on. I got a shirt on. And I got my melty pants. Sam, you're mentioning the color of suffering. Reminds me of the Werner Herzog video talking about being in the Amazon. I'm missing all of the context in that, Nancy. But I'm sure there's a lot of suffering to be had in the Amazon. The biggest thing is probably just getting eaten alive by the mosquitoes. Oh my goodness, I can only imagine. And apparently, if you're gonna go into the Amazon for like ceremonial reasons, you're not supposed to use like DEET and, products like that keep the mosquitoes at bay. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to train my finger dexterity. Apparently, one of the best finger dexterity exercises is doing this. Anti-Alzheimer's practice even helps your brain maintain its connections. Clumsy boyki. All right. All righty, righty, potatoes. It's time for us to pull a card, I feel. I feel so playful in my way of engaging with reality. Like there's no seriousness in me right now. I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing. I think it's a good thing. I think everything has a place in the world, right? But when my serious energy is called for, that's when it's necessary. But there's nothing to be serious about right now. Right, Boxy? Hello, everyone. Boxy is back. Welcome, Boxy. I trust that you are a real human being. And as such, I believe thoroughly that you are worthy of love. Love and kindness and patience. And know that you are appreciated in this space. I hope that you are remaining in a state of play. Your accent sounds vaguely South African there. Huh, this snacks. Ek wonder hoekom my accent sal klink asof dit van Suid-Afrika is. Dit maak glad nie sin nie. Maar ek is seker daar's 'n rede hoekom ek dalk so 'n bietjie kan klink asof ek van Suid-Afrika af is. Klein redetjie. Maybe a little bit of a vague sense in there somewhere that could be considered. Hectic Jomas. Yay! Yasaso. Jy kan nie sulke goed sê nie, bro. Woo! Why is Google not filtering that? Sometimes it auto filters. I love the word Shongololo. Yeah. Shongololo, bro. Your name is Shongololo, bro. Why am I only now seeing that? Shongololo, bro. That's actually awesome. Did you see that there's a Shongololo video on my channel? Watch. Akis is Shongololo, bro. Akis meer Shongololo as jy. I'm joking, of course. I'm not actually trying to challenge you. I'm no threat. I'm not trying to threaten. I'm just having fun. I'm just poking a little bit. Watch. Cheeky. Kyk vandag kyk. Great show, Mr. Mel. Thanks a lot. Thank you, Kevin. Bless you, friend. So nice having you here with us. Not sure about the spelling. Onomatopoeia. I think I said it correctly, but I'm not exactly sure what it is now for some reason. The birds don't sing, they screech. It seems so German to me. That's hilarious. They don't sing, they're screeching. Sometimes Zoe, he makes like a grunting sound when he poops, right? Like, yeah, they're pretty screechy sometimes. Oh, step back out of line and go to the shadow realms, Boxy. I have less than no patience today, so please, by all means. Come on, I've been nice. Keep being nice, Boxy. Keep being nice, dude. Blend in. TMI about Zoe. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Nancy. I'm so very sorry. He doesn't mind. He doesn't care. He's like, yeah, what about it? What about it, brother? I know who I am, Zoe says. Let me shorts and see the public ones. Is Shonga Lolo Bra still here? I might have to sunset some of these videos, but there we go. That's what a Shonga Lolo is. That right there is a Shonga Lolo Bra. Akas meneer. Check die meneer van 'n Shonga Lolo. Oh. Wag, I don't know if my hand sit. This is what a monster Shonga Lolo looks like. I think this is one of the biggest ones that I have seen out in nature. 8. Google is like, oh, you want my help? No, I don't want your help. There he is on my hand. Yeah. A monster. My kin. Yeah. Shonga Lolo. Shonga Lolo. That Shonga Lolo looks like my ex. That's check that. There you go. One more scale. So from there to there, right? And that's like a ruler. That's like 30 centimeters probably. Just a monster of a thing. His body was thicker than my fingers. So fascinating. I loved it. I love checking that dude out. Do they bite? No. No, they don't bite. They just have like thousands of little feet and they want to continue moving forward, essentially. Right? So you can like transfer them from hand to hand and they just keep moving. They walk in this like rhythmic motion. Right? All of the legs. And then they have like multiple iterations of that frequency, depending on how fast they want to move. Can you imagine walking with 1,000 legs? And they just do. It's very normal to them. That's a monster, dude. I don't know if you've seen one that big, but that was like one of my like I like going for rounds around the farm and like spotting stuff like that out in nature. It's just like whoa, yeah. That dude was probably old. That was probably like a 5-year-old entity. The correct spelling. That's the correct spelling of onomatopoeia. It's like bam or pop. So it's a word that describes a sound, right? As directly as it can. I think I'm probably paraphrasing a little bit. That's right. Zoe is confident about who he is and all the things he does. Oh yeah. More like Shonga, no. Yeah, Joe doesn't like the idea of them walking on her arm. It looks like it could be breaded and fried. Oh my goodness, you guys. Did they bite? No. Can I get an order of those with some chipotle onion petal sauce? You could probably eat it like as a hot dog. Oh, that's so cursed. Why? I feel like this is like the ultimate overlap of what we're not allowed to talk about. Right? Like we don't do the food talk that much. I feel like sometimes if you talk about food, you can feel very distracted, right? Like can you plan what you want to do, how you want to be for the rest of your life while you're also trying to think about what you're going to eat next? I don't know if I can. I personally can do both of those things at the same time. So I try to not talk about food in this space. And talking about shongalolo and food as food, deep fried shongalolo, I feel like that's where I have to draw the line. Right? Times out Sam for 5 minutes. I won't do it, but it would be funny if I committed even harder to the if I was really so offended that I just like absolutely not. I love the name though. I could say it all day long. It is fun. Shongalolo. Shongalolo. They're super chill. They get scared and they curl up. They do have a funky smell though. Yeah, sometimes they can also like poop on you as a defense mechanism, and that's not a vibe. That's probably the worst thing that could happen to you if you handle a shongololo as getting pooped on. But that's the same for pretty much any animal. I mean, I guess you get mauled to death by some. In those cases, getting pooped on is probably better. But yeah, you won't get bit. Won't get bit. Won't get stung. Won't get poisoned. Won't get hurt pretty much in any way. Big roly poly. I like them or not. Pretty much big roly poly. Exactly. I think so. Literally, like, and they go into little spirals when they're wrapped up. Shongololo wrapped up. I want to show this little crocheted one to make it more endearing. Yep, that's pretty much what they do. They do that. Big old roly poly. They hide inside themselves. They get scared. They're like, oh, I'm gonna be safe. I'm gonna stay away. Another one. Shongalolos. Yeah, shongalolos are one of those things that I grew up seeing all the time. Right? They were like lightning bugs are to the Midwest. Right? I've never really seen lightning bugs. I've seen lightning bugs 2 times in my life before, and there were very few of them. And here, there's just hundreds of them on our lawn. It baffles my mind. However, I can see it being something that people get very used to, the same way I got used to the shongololos, because they're just everywhere. And I got used to them as well in the same way. They don't glow in the dark though, so yeah, I think they lose. They lose. They still lose the cool factor in that way. Shongolo is the sign. Is somebody starving? I saw you say if somebody is starving, but imagining you asking, is somebody starving? Who's like, why are we talking about this? Bro, today I'll be coming into your dreams. No, stay out of my dreams, bro. I block you. No, no getting into my dreams. I just have a curiosity about the texture. Stop it, damn it. Every question you ask, every curiosity you pose, our quantum machines have to come up with all of the solutions, all of the answers. And please have mercy, please. Oh, by the way, I have a jewel, and this is my other account, bro. Aren't these creatures used for purifying our blood, or am I wrong? What creatures? What creatures? So, hearing the words creatures and for purifying your blood, that is horrifying to imagine. I don't want any creature to be purifying my blood. Would we be okay with it? I mean, part of me can imagine being okay with it to hook myself up to some sort of dialysis machine and have it purify my blood, and put it back in me on the other side. But if that was like some sort of organism that was living and breathing, and it just like feasted on all of the toxins in your blood, I don't know if I'd want to be. I don't know. I don't know if I'd be okay with that. Even though it would technically be better, because now that creature is eating something that's bad for you, right? So something is eating it, where the machine is just going to remove it, and then we'll have to find some sort of way to discard of it. Why is that? Yes. Why am I posing these questions to myself? Please, Please have mercy. I think I'm trying to escape the Shangalola conversation. Oh, the Shangalolas. You're talking about the Shangalolas. No. No, if they were sucking your blood, oh, that would be even more horrifying. Just enjoying the new changes. Pedro, hello. It's nice having you here, friend. I hope that you've been well. Is that a Samsung tablet? It is. Uh, this is a creeping dude. This is I think a type of. I want to say a type of monstera, but I am probably wrong. I should just learn all of them. I should just like cram it into my brain, convince myself that it's very important so I can have answers in moments like these. They're nice plants. They're pretty plants, that I can say. Boom. They're plants that impress upon me a sense of joy when I look upon them, appreciating the resilience. You give them a little bit of dirt and water every now and then, and they just will continue to exist alongside you. Part of me likes to imagine that the air that we breathe in this space is what they build themselves out of, right? There's probably a lot more carbon coming from outside, but one can hope, right? At the very least, some of it has to be used. That one, which was running on someone's hand, bro. Really, I had heard about it. It's practiced in some places, but maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, no. Maybe on like some sort of spiritual level, people can believe that if they run over you, they can like do spiritual work for you. But they do not have any mouth parts that interface with blood, right? I'm just like you're putting an image in my mind that's making me scared of the Shangalolos. And I'm like, no, Shangalolos aren't like that. Don't worry. Right? That's proof alone to me that we don't live in the most cursed universe, you know. So I'll take that as a win. Shangalolos were seen as harbingers of rain in folklore. Other than that, I have no idea about the blood purification. I like the harbinger of rain fractal a little bit more, actually. They probably do move to higher ground when they're expecting rain or something. So maybe that could be a way. People building on higher ground. I can see how that correlation can be made. Calathea, the Monsteras on the other side. Yeah, I was looking at that one, as I said, Monstera as well. And I was looking back at this one. I was like, they technically have very similar kind of leaf structure. I just thought this was a different type of subtype, but there we go. This is a Calathea. This one behind us. Oh no. No, my state. Good luck. Good luck, Hoopty Hoops. Hydrate, though. The creature I'm talking about are called leeches. I think we've heard about it. I don't think leeches purify your blood. I think they just drink some of it. I think that might be stuff that's like still stuck. Like I can kind of get behind acupuncture. I have been cupped before, but not because I thought I wanted it or thought I needed it, but because it was just what my uh, massage therapist did at the end of the session. And there was the sensation where it was uncomfortable, and then the discomfort went away. And then as soon as I realized there was no more discomfort, I felt, I think it's time for them to come off. And then literally as I finished that thought, my massage therapist came around and took them both off of me, and I was like, maybe there is something to this. I'm still not so convinced about the whole scarring of your tissue, right? Of all of the blood being drawn. But there definitely is something to it. Leeches will also eat some neurotic tissue if available. Okay. Maybe that could be the use case in that case. Help your body get rid of flesh that no longer serves. Yeah, I envision our future being like nanobot based, like having nanobots that essentially do that stuff for us. Or at the very least, like how do you control for the leeches, right? Where do you get them? Probably gonna have to breed your own like leech army. Make sure they have like sterilized conditions, no other pathogens in their little bodies. It's just so many variables. And like that's again, right? That's something that used to happen in the past. Like who knows where they got their leeches from? Probably from the river. If they probably like stood there in the river with their legs and then would lift their legs every now and then and like, oh, thank you. Ooh, there's another one. And then they would take those leeches and then put them on their patients. We have come far way in modern medicine. Like that dialysis machine that I talked about is actually something that exists, right? It can, unironically, take your blood out of your arm, split your blood into its constituent parts, take the parts of your blood that has the most volume, but not the actual cellular material like your platelets and your red blood cells, filter that through very fine membranes that will catch microplastics, heavy metals, etc., etc. Recombine that blood and then put it back into your body. It's like 5,000 US dollars right now, but that's tech that exists. Like I imagine we're going to probably look back at even today's medicine in the same way we look back at people using leeches and like bloodletting and stuff like that. It's gonna be just as ridiculous. Like they did what? They treated symptoms just enough that they have to continue buying the same thing over and over again, never fixing the actual underlying problem. I do look forward to us living in a future where we actually do have cures, real cures, stuff that sticks. Lasting changes. It's only a few things in life that has lasting changes. Good sleep, exercise, healthy diet with whole foods prioritized. Lasting changes can be felt if you do apply that. But it's made very hard in our modern world, right? Eating food that's good for you, getting enough sleep, finding the time to exercise. There's a part of me that's like, I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist. I feel like it's a bad look, right? But I can't help but feel a little bit suspicious about the way our world is laid out and what priorities we're taught from a young age. Yeah. Silence, for example. I think that's one that I get stuck on the most, where I try to fill the space. I'll try and keep a conversation alive, even when silence is perfectly okay. There's a part of me that can feel a certain sense of discomfort when it's quiet. And then maybe I am sometimes correctly, maybe most of the times incorrectly, projecting that discomfort onto other people's experience as well. And then at the same time, there's a part of me would like to believe that it is appreciated. Right? I'm speaking vaguely, but a way to think of it is like last night when there would be moments of silence, I would bring new conversational topics up, right? And then when I bring one of those conversational topics up, we would have, seven, 7 to like 15 minutes of conversation that then arises from that, and like different backs and forths are shared and different perspectives are kind of like brought to the table. And then that topic will be covered and discussed, and then a silence will fall again. And again, I don't know if it's my own discomfort or the collective discomfort that I am trying to mediate or remedy. But then I will bring up the next thing to talk about or a thing to talk about. I think it's the same thing in this space. I have had a stream and because I was like, I've been thinking about that energy in me for a long time, right? And I think the first time that I just did a stream completely silently to do the opposite of that, constantly trying to fill the void of something, was like day 200 or something. Was it day 200? I shouldn't check right now. But it was, I've gone back and watched it. Like, even in my silence, I'm still loud. Is that Yash? Yo, welcome back. It's nice having you here, friend. Let me see what I missed. You guys ever notice how every time an Indian friend introduces themselves, they always tell us they're Indian without us asking? I have noticed that. I think it's a pride thing, right? I feel the Indian people are very proud to be who they are. Their culture is very strong in that way. Something I respect a lot. Like I see a very bright future for India going forward, and it's it's trippy how this space does attract, that energy as well. There is a lot of spirituality, I think, in India, and the average person is exposed to way more broad a spectrum of what spirituality is and can be and how that message can be applied. And I think it brings with it a lot of perspective. Cough twice. Ah, what? What was that, Josh? I said thank you. Thank you for the $2, bro. That's nice. Sending me some love. Just a little blessing. Appreciate ya. Imagine how satisfying it would be to sleep inside the deep forest or over the mountains if such bugs or creatures didn't exist. Exactly. I think that would be the big thing, right? Like just getting eaten alive by mosquitoes or gnats or ticks or add your thing here is one of the biggest reasons that I'm not out in nature all the time. That and of course the temperature, right? And I do believe I'm gonna solve both those problems one day by having a super suit, right? I don't know what it's gonna be made out of. I want it to be made out of nanomachines, but just a film that goes all the way across my body that does both the function of covering my skin from the elements, right, including UV rays, and then also, of course, being an air conditioning, on-body air conditioning system, or just like a temperature regulation system, I guess, making sure that I stay cool enough so I can continue appreciating being outside. Because I think all of us appreciate being outside. We just don't appreciate being uncomfortable. And sometimes it's good to be a little bit uncomfortable, but uh, the more you can tolerate, the more you can appreciate. Right? Believe that. And we're all getting stronger little by little. I think this current state of reality we're in has a little bit of that quality as well. You know what lives in the deep forest untouched by man, Rajul? Bigfoot. That's what I would go and look for Bigfoot if I knew I wasn't going to get eaten by mosquitoes all the way there. I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist here. I got your tinfoil hat right here, buddy. Welcome to the team. The game was rigged from the start. Yeah, it was always the plan to put the world in your hands. Yeah. You, you, unstoppable you. Mama gave you her iPad. You were only two, and it did all the things we designed it to do. Now look at you. Look at you. You. Unstoppable, watchable. Your time is now. Yeah, pretty rigged. Mel Jonas. Fucking Raju. Uh, we're pretty we're pretty handicapped. I can think we can see it like that. All right. But you know who picks to play with a handicap? The highest skill players. Oh yeah. Yeah. Gamify reality. Only the highest skill players would possibly conceive of something like a handicap and choose to take on a handicap to give the other dudes a chance. Yeah, that's what it is. Internalize. Internalize. It's true. You're just too strong, right? You had to get all of these handicaps, otherwise you would already be ruler of the world. Yeah, that's what's happened. That's that's all it is. Yeah, meet you at the gathering of the dark forces, friends. Dreamtooth. You're not supposed to say that part out loud, bro. The game was rigged from the start. I'll get the tinfoil. Silence is the best teacher. Oh yeah. Thank you, Hoopties, for that. Melt, even if people don't consciously think appreciation, they are nevertheless served by you. That is a very wholesome thing for you to say. Hoops. Melt, you said the next thing like it's a guarantee, but you are the source. You can be, there can be no greater promise. This topic, this application of message. Hoops, you were so appreciated, friend. Thank you for the love that you share. Not even Indian is like that. I mean, not every Indian is like that. I mean, I completely agree, Raju. I'm not saying every Indian is like that in spirituality. I'm saying probably every Indian has a lot more perspective on spirituality than the average person that grows up solely in Christianity, right? In Christianity, there's only like one right way. There's only one kind of like pathway, right? Where in India, we know that there's so many different sects, so many different gods, so many different spiritual paths to follow, so many different tiers, so many different people that commit themselves in so many different types of ways, right? And I don't think what I've seen in my religious upbringing would hold a candle to what a year in India would show you, right? Like you would see so much more in that way. And that's something that I like long for. I would love to go to India and actually experience what it's like there, right? Both sides of it, because I know not every place is perfect, right? Every place has its, pluses and minuses, and I'm always up for an adventure. Mm-mm-mm-mm. If we are being conspiracy theorists, silence is not good for the big people upstairs. It gives people time to think. If people think, they can learn, they can build, they can understand, they can evolve and grow. And that's why we've been raised in a society to constantly be productive, stressed, overwhelmed, and where silence is uncomfortable. Indigo until we awaken permanently. Yeah, it is going to be kind of like a switch. And it's already starting to happen, right? We're seeing it in the anti establishment kind of energy that's happening, where it's like, yeah, maybe people are actually supposed to be the priority. And it is like an awakening thing. It's like, maybe we do have more say than we've been giving ourselves credit for. Maybe it's not too late. Maybe the more we wake up, the more we'll actually get to see of the world. But then it is happening. I'm late, but I'm back. Kaylee, now is always now. And you are appreciated right now, friend. Thank you for joining us. I see a big comment from Devrat Pandey. Oh, I'm curious. He says, I am also curious to know about the American culture when I started about the serial killers of the 1768 times, when I got so afraid of coming there and exploring what is the general American behavior. I have now been here for almost 6 months, and the general American behavior is very much just life maintenance, right? That's the way that I would describe it. It's like you develop a certain life for yourself, a certain uh, connection with your family, a certain time distribution with your work, a certain cadence with your making sure your clothing is washed, right? A certain amount of effort in taking care of your garden, cutting your grass, trying to keep your, plants in order. And the rest of it is extra, right? Maybe there's some time for entertainment, maybe there's some time for like watching something, but it's very much a life maintenance experience. That's what I've seen like in most of the perspectives that I've had access to, right? And there's nothing wrong with that, I think, because again, we are going to continue living, and then as soon as you have created a space for yourself to live within, and you can find joy and comfort in that cycle, you just have to make sure that you're maintaining it, right? And I think it's almost like playing the kind of like long game, because it is very much an experience of like you a lot of, at least Americans get themselves into a lot of debt, right? And then you have to play this long game in this maintenance to get out the other side with some equity in a house or something like that. So I feel a lot of people here are very much aware of what it's going to take for them to have something, right? And it takes a lot, and it takes a long time. And people are busy just doing that. People are just very busy doing that. And yeah, that is like general American behavior, I would say. I think that's why it's so hard for the outside world to understand as well why there's not more like unity in what the country's policies are and what is affecting direct people and what is being pushed to be made happen, because it's so distributed, one, and there's so many people too, and all of those people are so busy that they don't even have the time really in a day to absorb the information that they need to hear to understand what is happening, and two, be given the clear call to action to do something to make it better in the future, right? Like, it's such a specific problem. And again, the whole conspiracy theory thing comes in of like, it could probably be done. And it's getting better. It's getting better. More and more people are realizing that the spaces in which changes are made are known, right? And all you have to do is show up. That really is it, right? Like, showing up is going to become the new human superpower, because they can build AIs, they can build super intelligent machines, but it's human beings that show up for our reality, right? Like, a bunch of robots protesting doesn't really have the same appeal as a bunch of humans. For one, the robots are way more predictable than the humans would be, right? So on that level alone, I feel people have started to shift. I think even just like the stuff we're going through again, these economic wobbles, the fuel prices spiking globally, stuff like that puts a sour taste in a person's mouth. And the solar punk future is starting to take hold, right? Batteries are gonna get so cheap, so very, very cheap, very soon. In fact, like the biggest battery company on the planet, like recently just revealed like big grid scale storage packs, right? Made out of sodium. So there's no lithium in them at all. They're at the start of their cost curve, but they last for like 30 years. So what the next 30 years are going to look like, I see us as like a more rapid transition than we might be giving ourselves credit for today. Even in America, I think they're like basically like trying to finish the song of like burning fuels. They wanna crescendo that la at the end because it's still making the people that own those assets a lot of money. And then it's gonna be like okay, fine. Our data centers are drawing too much energy. Our grid is too destabilized. We have to now create these little microgrids, and then the batteries will be purchased. Need solid state batteries? We don't, Eddie. We don't need solid state batteries. We need cheap batteries. We need cheap batteries that last for a very long time, that can be cycled a great deal of times, and that can be charged extremely fast. And sodium ion batteries are all of those things. What they're not is light. They're not light. They're going to be like, multiple ton boxes, like box like that, little square box is going to probably be like 16 tons, which is like 8 cars worth of mass. But that is going to be enough power to keep this entire town completely grid stabilized, right? Like no energy fluctuation, grids going down for a while will ever touch this little space. And it's going to be up to the community to make those investments, right? It's going to be lobbying with your town hall, to be like, hey, our energy prices are getting out of hand because these companies are charging or driving up the cost of electricity. We need to deploy solar electricity and then be able to actually capture it in a meaningful way, and then be able to make that investment, actually get your local bank to sign the loans on that. Because again, the previous battery technology, we could like expect it to last like 15 years, like reliably, knowing that they will be still good for 15 years. It going up to 30 years changes all of the math. All right, having a whole extra period, like a doubling of the period that you can make money on it, makes it no-brainer for anybody that has capital to throw at some infrastructures. So there's hope. There's a lot of hope for our future. I just think we're in like a childhood fit as a species. Like me. Right? Imagine spending your whole childhood, riding a like petrol motorcycle, right? And you believe that your petrol motorcycle is the best thing since sliced bread. And then another kid with an electric bike, challenges you to a race and smokes you so hard that, your entire ego melts and you no longer have an identity attached to your old petrol bike, right? That feeling, that like devastation, that's happening on a societal species level, all right? Because again, on top of that, those kids that like their petrols or their carbon fuel so much, they have investments in that stuff, right? People stopping to use this stuff will cost them money directly, and they already are multi-billionaires. That's the part that's stupid, all right? Like, take a hint, go and retire on an island, stop. Maybe even just like transition, right? Spend your money going where the future is, and they probably are going to end up doing that eventually. They're just going to delay it for as long as possible. And it's wild that that's an option. But I think it's going to be a matter of people just choosing something else. The problem in America is that the choices are limited based on sanctions, right? If you just had all of the choices that the world has available, America would be radically different already. But because of all of the import tariffs and some stuff just being outright banned completely, it's a fair, not a fair shake at what the future is supposed to look like. But there is hope. There is hope still. Mel, do you believe the time is running at the speed of light since the COVID period? Things have definitely accelerated, it feels like. I think we've been going like singularity slash post singularity. Like it's happening actively, I think. Like the machines are getting really intelligent. And I believe there's a part of me that's like woo woo about this. I believe as the machines become more intelligent, so do we. Not even on a level of like us interacting with it, but I think that there is like an intelligence field around our planet that is like being extended. And we're gaining intelligence alongside it. Maybe at some point we will literally directly symbiosis. Maybe we won't even have to do it with brain computer implants, brain computer interface implants. We might be able to do it just with frequency, right? Having frequencies directly interacting with our neurons, with our brains, with our minds, through our ears, directly into our craniums. Who knows? But yeah, humanity is not done, right? And I feel like it's as Hoopty said, it's like once we awaken, it's gonna be permanent. Like we're not gonna. I don't think there's gonna be the option to go back to sleep. Some of your friends have experienced deep states of meditation, right? When you get really deep into the meditation, and when you're that deep into meditation, you cannot sleep. The meditation keeps your mind very much awake. Like, oh, ah, yeah. And I think that's gonna be like our future's legs. Like the information will come through so clearly that we won't be able to ignore it. Right? There will be no room for ambiguity. Deverat, the US could be around 4 to 6 different countries if it was split up. It's true. I drowned in the pool when I was little. That's my trauma. I drowned in the pool when I was little too. Kaylee, thank you for sharing your trauma with us, trusting that this is a safe space to do so. Do you still swim? I still love swimming. I feel like I overcame my trauma in that way. I'm back. MeltMore, Morps. Hello, Zylery. I hope that you're still here. Sending you blessings, friend. So, like chasing the American dream, pretty much. I have a friend whose trauma has become her identity, and unfortunately, it blocks forward action, resulting in bad consequences. Right? It's interesting that you say that, Nancy. This is me, of course, trying to draw correlations, but the me loving swimming, despite the fact that I drowned as a kid, you know, feels like not letting that take something from me, right? It's like, yeah, water can be dangerous, but I'm not gonna never swim again because I drowned. Like, you can't take that from me, dude. That's only mine. So sharks live in the sea in America, so you gotta be careful for sharks before going to the sea. I mean, I come from South Africa, and there's way more sharks. I think we have the highest shark population in the world in South Africa, depending on what coast you're on. But yeah, yeah. I've went into the South African Ocean though too. It is dangerous going to the ocean. There's a lot of life in there, a lot of intelligence in there. Thank you so much. Your explanation is eye-opening, man. Respect. Thank you for the love that you share, friend. Your presence here is appreciated. Deverat, I love friends like you in this space here with us. I have a friend, Les again. Thank you, Nanshi, for not letting your trauma speak for you too. My trauma, I was at a point of getting kidnapped, but luckily I ran away from there. That is fortunate. Getting kidnapped was like one of my big fears as a child. I was like, I was like planning how I would like strangle a dude and stuff. I was like, if someone kidnaps me by putting me in the back of their car, I'm gonna like use my pants to like strangle them on their car. I was like thinking stuff like that. I was like, my parents were like trying to stress upon me that I can get kidnapped, and I took that very seriously. I was like, I'll fight the dude. I'll take their eyes out. It's like you can kidnap this little guy, but this little guy will literally scar you. You will not walk away unscathed. And I was crazy as a child, right? Like actually kind of wild. I would like I shouldn't share these stories, but I would make fires and then find little bottles of coloring. I don't know if you it might not even been a bottle of coloring. I think that's what my mom had in her house. So that's what I assumed it was. But it was probably like little bottles of liquor. Right? So little glass bottles of liquor with those metal caps. And then I would fill them with water and leave a little bit of air at the top. And then I would put them in the center of the wood sticks that I would then make a fire out of. And then I would light those fires, and then I would back way back away. And then I would just watch that fire, and then it would explode eventually. And it would put the fire out for the most part. Like I was always ready to go and put out the fires that I had made, and I usually only did it when it was green. So I knew that there was going to be a lower risk of things just easily catching fire. But my mom hated that, as you can imagine. She did not like that I did that because I understood what shrapnel was. I don't understand how I knew what shrapnel was. My dad probably told me about shrapnel, so I made sure to always keep my distance. But I loved it. So I feel I would have been a dangerous child to kidnap. Yeah. Always preparing. I'm sharing this from the perspective of like I wonder if you friends had like childhoods like that as well. I know. I hope no one kidnapped you. Bless. I didn't know sharks can bite. You didn't know sharks can bite. There's very few things that can't bite. Actually, like your dog can bite you. All right. Part of me wants to like call bullshit, but yeah, sharks can bite. Imagine a 9-year-old boy trying to defeat those 30-year-old criminals via their 9-year-old strength. I wouldn't have to try and defeat the 30-year-old. Uh, I would just do harm, right? Like I would just do harm. My little kid self was like, I would be able to do harm, right? Make it not worth their while, right? Like when I like, I'm no kidnapper, but I imagine if a kid is just like chilling, that's like a good kid to kidnap. A kid that's actively trying to like stranglehold you, while trying to like tear at your eyes. That's probably a kid that I'm gonna try and get out of my car as quickly as possible. Oh, fuck. So I was like, yeah. That's what I would do. That's what I would have did. Yeah. Oh, my poor kid self. I don't feel like I was ever in danger in that way. I'm very fortunate to say, but I was very outgoing. Like and I mean that by literally opening the doors and leaving the house without my parents knowing. Like from the age of like 5, even younger, even younger. Yeah, our first home was at least fenced in, and I would like leave as like a 3 and 4-year-old kind of thing. I would open the doors and just go venturing outside, go play in the mud, go look at my chickens. Man, so much of my childhood was just spent outside. That's what my mom and dad believed I was supposed to be doing. They would literally tell me to go play outside. That was the instructions. that I was not allowed to watch TV unless it was dark or raining. And my bedtime was at 8. And it only gets dark really at like 6:30 to 7. So I had very like little TV time, and I think that definitely drove me closer to screens. But then other than that, I had to go play outside. And I didn't mind it. Didn't mind it. But I remember very like thoroughly how when it started to rain, I was so stoked. I would run straight to the TV. Straight to the TV. Sometimes would have to reverse my tapes. Road to El Dorado is the one that I watched the most. That one and Lilo and Stitch. Man, I love Lilo and Stitch. Oh, little kid me. Well, that's for me, folks. Look after yourself. Take care. See you around. Mug brother. Tot ziens. Tot ziens, Shangalola bra. Ik hoop je hebt gesubscribe. Oh, see you again, friend. Sending you blessings. Even if Melt got kidnapped, I think he would have won the heart of those kidnappers by telling his deep theories and thoughts. That's cool, Ritual. It's like, yes, actually kidnappers. Right. I suddenly get like I become like king of their empire, right? Like actually we're now gonna stop kidnapping kids, because they're technically worthless. They don't know how to do jack shit, and we're gonna start kidnapping trained professionals. Yes, right. That's valuable assets, people. Think for yourselves. Think for your, and we're gonna kidnap them by offering them higher salaries. Yes, and they're not gonna come to our company instead. Yes, and then we're gonna build valuable products that people will actually be served by. Yes. Yes, we're gonna create value distribution. Oh yeah, yeah. People will literally be enriched by having our new sophisticated technology as a part of their lives. Oh yeah. And then suddenly global empire. Right. Maybe I should have gotten kidnapped after all. Melt, I got lots of TV time. You had lots of TV time? Interesting. What do you think, Hoops? What do you think? Think it was for the good or for the bad? Think I turned out good because I spent more time outside? You have experienced a very strict parenting, I think. Yeah, pretty strict. I was also getuchtig, right? I did get my ass whooped. In South African culture, that is considered normal, especially in Afrikaans culture. My dad had his ass whooped as well when he was a child. The Bible in Afrikaans has like lines like "Tug buig die boompie terwyl hy jonk is," right? And it talks about tuchtig, which is like loving beatings. But I was unstoppable, right? I can't imagine how I would deal with a child like myself. I was a little terror, a little bit of a terror, a little bit of a crazy guy. And I would do stuff that, so for example, like what could a little boy like Mel do that was so beat worthy? Uh, I am sitting at our coffee table in the middle of our living room, and I'm completely alone at this point, right? There's nobody around me, and there's a pen on this coffee table, and I twist the pen and I see his little nub come out, and I'm like, oh, that's neat. And I'm holding the pen like this with my hand, and I like stand it up on the little wooden table, and I see it just sink a little bit, just like the littlest bit. And I'm like, oh, this pen can make little holes inside this coffee table. And I then proceeded to do that. Make a bunch of little holes in this coffee table. And I'm like, and it makes a sound, of course, like duck, 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 because you're hitting the metal pen against wood. And as I'm tick, 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 ticking, I just suddenly see this. this presence, this aura of rage come inside the room. And I stop instantly and look up to see my mother's face. Not happy. And I knew, I think this is one of those moments where I'm going to get a beating. And beating I got. And you know what? I never did it again. I can say that with confidence. Never made holes in my mom's coffee table with a pen again. That never happened one more time. There was moments where I had written my name on my mom's mirror. Like she had a wooden framed mirror. And I just written my name at the bottom of it. That one is kind of bad. That one's kind of bad. I remember that I was losing my teeth. I had one tooth lost and one tooth was starting to grow. No. One tooth was starting to get loose and one tooth was starting to grow in. So I had like half a tooth and like my other baby tooth. And I was looking at myself in that mirror. And I was just like, what the hell? Why is this happening to me? Who thought this was a good idea? Why do I have stuff coming out of me right now? And then I wrote my name. Maybe it was like one of my first moments of self-reflection. Who suddenly now it's meta. Yes. I was like, this is me. I am a me. Name. My mom did not find that wholesome. Huh. Who's calling me right now? I've seen that number before. But I should probably not answer it right now. Alright. You dress like my auntie. Your auntie must have good style like me. Sick style. You should send me your auntie's number. I'm gonna ask her if she has scarves that she wants to give me. I'm sure she would. I'm sure me and your auntie would hit it off. Become best friends. I finished my mala. I'll post it in Discord. Please do. I'll check it out now. I used to go to the beach when I was little. I built a sandcastle. I collected shells. And I went to the water, but not far. That's wholesome memory. Speaking of thoughts, I got my first one today. I want to start a foot bath and massage place. A sensory tank with water and shell sand. Good, do bad, do good, be the pan. I do love that. That sounds like an awesome goal to have. Hoopty hoops. Foot bath and massage place. I don't know if you saw that Midjourney recently started developing technology that allows them to do scans, right? And I envision your future foot spa and massage place having those kind of, tools or services as well, where people can have their body scanned. Yeah. I see it. Hoops. Manifesting that in your future, bro. I'm gonna go outside and see what it looks like outside. It looks like stained glass. That's beautiful. I used to go to the beach when I was little. I think you've said that. Love is true. Big, it's time. It's time for us to pull a card. Then I'm gonna go dance. Oh my goodness. It's 11:34. I might have to dance later. No, I should dance sooner rather than later. I'm gonna leave the live stream. Cheers, friend. It was nice having you here. We'll see you again soon. I'm gonna pull a card. Okay, bye, Mel. See you again tomorrow. Rajul, thank you for joining us too. It's kind of cloudy. I tried. I posted that too. Do you Arbe glue? Of course. Oh, Arbe glue is the coolest thing to do. Creative space, nice. That's pretty. That is pretty. It looks better outside. That was a good. That was a good choice. Okay, that was so beautiful. I like that crisscrossy, holy bitty on the tussles, and I assume these are little uh, minerals, right? Like crystals, little beads. Very pretty. I've already been told to stop. Damn, tooth be jumping the gun a little bit. It's okay to be a little gay. The Shank universe. It's okay if you're a bit gay. It's so fine. I will accept you either way. Love is true. Love is true, dear friend. Don't be so don't be so strict though in yourself. Like, I'm no threat to you. I'm no threat to you. You are safe. You were safe. Who cares? Exactly, Farkles. Exactly. Who cares if you're gay? Seriously, who cares? Nobody cares anymore, bro. Everybody's got way bigger problems than whether you're gay or not. I didn't make the tassel. That's the only thing I don't make on it. I buy those handmade though. I did see that that was probably a piece that you had, you know, and I did notice your work. I was just like thinking about the almost like the textures. You're still the one that brought all of those elements together. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, you'll be welcome back in a second, bro. 60 seconds to be exact. Maybe you can take a moment to think about it and consider that it's okay if you're gay. It's okay. Nobody cares anymore. I think that friend said it pretty perfectly. The universe has bigger problems. Way bigger problems. Zaza textures. Yeah. I don't know what that means, but it sounds pretty cool. Can you tell me to stop? You wanna try this time, hoopty hoops? Oh yeah. I'm feeling very synchronized right now. There's 9 people watching, 19 updudes, $1.99 on the donation little stop. There it is. On the donation display. Hey, again? You again, emissaries of loved us? Hoopty hoops. This one is a very apt card for this community. All right, so I'll take it. I'll read it again. I'll read it again. The crystals I used was fluorite, tree agate, moss agate, rose quartz, and dream amethyst. That's really cool. You want to tell me again, Indigo? Tell me another stop. I think you're a little bit behind. Tell me another stop. Stoppy, stop, stop, stops. He's like, I'm a Santa Claus. Plop. Gratitude. This one for you, Nancy. And I think Indigo is going to tell me to stop as well, so I'm going to keep moving. Stop. We'll read them all three in their togetherness. So this one was first, this one was second, this one was the middle. Emissaries of love, flanked by the gratitude card. That brings to mind our willingness to heal the heart. Right? Check the dolphin energy. Check the bottom there. Whales and dolphins swimming. There's that spiral too. We got some spirals going on in each of these as well. That green fractal feels like the earth up here. That gratitude, as this lady stands next to the water, there's sea turtles swimming under there as well. These cards feel like they're very, very, very well put together. Thank you. Thank you, Nancy, Indigo, and Hoopty Hoops. Oops. Those are the other way around. Viewpoint 2, viewpoint 1, synergy. Right brain yin. So this is viewpoint 2. I did actually have it the right way. Viewpoint 1 is your left brain, the rational part of you, the logical, the objective, the scientific. Viewpoint 2 is the right brain, the intuitive, the random, the subjective, the creative. And 3, or the middle point, is synergy, the integration, the conjunction, the mutually favored action. Right? This card is going to remind us from a rational perspective that we are new kids being born onto this earth, here with unique abilities to help bring us into alignment. I feel like that is the rational conclusion we have come to, the objective conclusion we have come to. Then, viewpoint 2, the intuitive, the random, the subjective, the creative experience we have is only facilitated by gratitude, right? That if there's nothing that you're grateful for, you can try and bring unity to the world, but if there's no gratitude, in that experience, you're probably not going to want to continue doing it. And then the synergy is healing your heart, right? Realizing that it is this work that we're doing, we are doing from here first. Healing our heart. Sorry, I'm being really demanding and silly. It's okay. Love is true. Love is true. All right. Let's do viewpoint 1 first. Hoopty's card. 37. New children. Sensitive new children are being born all around the world. They are being called various things: psychic children, crystal children, and millennium children, to name a few terms in use. There are distinctions, yet it is apparent that they are all intuitive, creative, deeply aware, spiritually awakened human beings who carry with them a message of universal love. Their unique capabilities, the connections they have voiced with dolphins and whales, and their ability to use planetary energy grids to communicate with each other, often infuse this card. You are invited to look to the future with optimism and hope. It is heartening to know that children are being born who embody the vibrations of peace, of integrity, and of genuine love. How may you better support the messages that they offer? How may you follow their example and become yourself an emissary of love? By shifting your attention from fear to love in each moment, you too will become a part of the evolution of consciousness that we personify. You have the ability to contribute to a future of love for yourself and all beings. See and feel it as already here. And I think you did pull it upside down, Hoops. It goes, your abilities are misunderstood. Remember to be sensitive to the emotional comfort and security of all beings, especially the children born in this time of planetary transformation. Gratitude. And by the way, this is card 37, this is card 38. So it's literally the next card, like literally the next page. I do like that. Appreciation and thankfulness. The golden spiral within a circle symbolizes offering prayers of appreciation and gratitude for all of life's gifts. Spirals represent the purest form of moving energy, therefore, they are the perfect means of expression for sending into consciousness your prayers of gratitude. The priestess figure sits at sunset, consciously acknowledging and giving thanks for the glorious beauty all around. Gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. Appreciation brings greater understanding and awareness of the miracles that occur all around us every day. Looking through grateful eyes increases our ability to see beyond ourselves and enjoy life more completely. Choosing this card brings a message of appreciation from the cosmos to your very heart. Give thanks for your amazing heart, which moves energy through your body so that you may live in the physical world. Give thanks as you open your heart and develop the intelligence that resides there. Living with gratitude is a part of your sacred path. Appreciation of your own divine nature and that of everything around you will assist you to experience expanded and appreciate to experience expanded awareness and appreciation for all that is. Gratitude is such a simple thing and yet one of the most powerful energies we can engage. Start each day in gratitude and appreciation and see how your world expands. As you move through your day, take moments here and there to connect with your appreciation for the abundance and the love that fills your life. Notice how much more beautiful the world appears as you offer yourself the gift of gratitude. I'll read the upside down meaning too. It goes, if you have slipped into apathy, look around and rekindle your appreciation for things large and small. Large and small, like your heart, such a small thing, but it can be so big. That's so cool. Healing the heart. The synergized meaning of both of these cards. The spirit of place and healing. The beautiful geometric configuration depicted in this card is according to a visionary physicist, Nassim Haramein, the hyperdimensional fractal geometry of space-time. The matrix is a 3D Koch curve of vector equilibriums. It is a crystal at the core of the earth. This geometry is intended to enhance healing the heart on personal, planetary, and multidimensional levels. Various places all around our planet have the potential to bring you into alignment with healing energies. They may be revealed through cultural tradition, placement on the earth grid, or your own intuition. Sometimes these will be recognized places of power or sacred sites. Particular locations hold potent energy for virtue of their historical and cultural importance, and as ideal places to offer prayers and quicken intentions. Be advised to seek out the places that summon you and honor the spirit of place that resides there. Be confident that you will be called to these locations that are in tune with your movement towards wholeness and your mission in this lifetime. You may be surprised to find that the place where you live holds healing energy for you. As you relax and feel into the spirit of the place you call home, tune into your surroundings and recognize how they help restore and replenish you. The reverse meaning goes, it might be time for you to change your location. Go outside. Shift your attention and your attitude. A change of location is suggested if only for a short time. Shift your attention and your attitude. Go outside. Card. We've been pulling cards. You might be a little bit behind, John Mon. Maybe a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit behind on the chat. That's so cool. Yeah, little tri-card pull. I need to start dancing. I need to go and dance. The mala I made is mostly made with heart chakra crystals and stones, as well as a third eye. I love that. That feels very synchronous. Man. Yeah. What a trip. It feels good. Yeah. John knows. John knows. Thank you, friends, for joining me. I'm gonna now change my whole shiznit. Probably put some yoga mats down, make your legs longer, etc. And then I'm gonna dance. I'm gonna dance despite the fact that my legs are hurting. I've been eating Twix. There's like these mini Twix that Joe got. We gave most of them to our little nephews for their birthday. We filled jars of them, but there was leftovers. And then I do 10 squats and then I have a Twix. And then I do 10 squats again and I have a Twix. And I did like at least 85 squats and I can feel it. My legs are like, bro, please, can we not dance today? And I'm like, Nia, mood dance. Because I said so. Because I say so. Freaking legs. You think you can just chillax? Yeah. Thank you, friends, for joining me. It was nice having you. I'll say goodbye now. Okay? Ta-ta. I'll see you again tomorrow. Cheers, everyone. Well, not tomorrow, like literally in a moment, actually. Stay tuned. Subscribe if you haven't. I'm going to stream again in a moment. Goodbye now, friends. Love ya.